Hello again, Mick the Game Caller Gledel here, and welcome to Show Me the Money Rugby League TV. This is another rip-roaring edition of the full 80 minutes extra, and on this segment of the show, myself and Craig, Show Me the Money Harrison, we're going to debate Super League expanding to 14 teams and which 3 clubs from the Championship should be joining the elite competition next year. We did speak on the phone about it, and Craig does agree that Bradford are the team to be up in a 14-team Super League.
Well, this is the interesting one.
No,
it's an interesting one, and I've been asked this a lot lately. Which teams would I put in? My personal opinion. What people have asked me for my opinion and said, "What do you think?" So
but this, as for clarity, you do know. The Super League next year will be the top 14 teams, Craig. It'll be the top 14 teams. I know. I know where you're going with this, but yeah. Are you asking for your opinion outside of that parameter?
No, that 14 teams, who they will be.
Yes.
So I've been asked, and I said this on one of the first shows this year. I don't know if Sam remembers that. I thought York could have a run and not get beat much and win the league. I said that. I don't know if you remember, Sam. I think I said it on the last, maybe 2 to last shows. They haven't lost a game since I said that.
Their last defeat was Good Friday against Featherstone.
There you go. And I said it. I thought they'd go on a run because I thought the squad were right up there to win something.
There's a lot of competition.
I think York are a shoo-in to be in Super League. And if they're not, I would have seriously questions about the integrity of the competition. Let me explain myself.
It's fine.
I'm not going to go too technical because we've done that one before where we've sold it.
Yeah.
Just based on the run they're having, and the only thing that scares me with York, and I hope they don't mean this in a derogatory manner, is will they get the fans? That scares me. It does. That even if they got there, would they get the fans? That's the only question I can see that they've got against them, because I think they'll go on a run. You said Toulouse, I think York will win the league. I'm absolutely positive that York have got enough about them, and on this run it could keep going and going and going. So let me say that to you.
I don't disagree.
I think Toulouse, I'm not so sure. I'll be honest with you. I'm not so sure why we should just put them in. We said we want another French team in, but like a lot of these stalwarts have said, what do they sell this, and all that business. I get it. It costs fortunes to go there.
Don't you think that argument's getting a little bit tired?
But I'm
considering Catalans and Toulouse are going to fund everybody,
and we put that across, didn't we? We said that about Catalans.
Paul Bernard Gross, Cedric Garcia.
Garcia. So
their budgets are being absolutely hammered by having to fly 30 plus players, staff.
We got all the detail.
Yeah.
But what I would say is, just for me looking at it at the moment where we are as a competition, let's say Salford come out.
Yeah, I think that's a given.
Because of what's happening.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't, and God bless you if you don't, that they can get this money and it all starts to come right and this day. I don't want anything bad on anybody. I want to know what adds to comp. I want to know where fans at Leeds go, okay, well, I'm really looking forward to go to York this year. That's a fixture I want. I'm really looking forward to playing at this. I want that to be. I want the players and the fans to be. What do you want to do? Which puts a strong position in some cases for the great Bradford Bulls, the historic Bradford Bulls. People would now. My problem with that is, without you having serious investors again.
They do have that, Craig.
You're now saying they've got it.
Yeah.
I can't say that until that ground. Sorry. Oh God.
Who is it?
Sorry, Sam. I can't say that till your ground makes me want to go into that. I don't ever look forward to sitting. Only on a day like this I'd go on still. I'd love it. But most days when I've gone on still, Mick, that's got to improve.
It will be improved, yes.
And if that does,
it will be. I mean, it's already been improved. I don't want to make this about Odsal because it's boring, it's tiresome.
Yes.
The facts are Odsal meets minimum standards.
Yes.
It's got all the green ticks for Super League next year.
I don't want minimum standards. I want to enjoy winter ground. I want to enjoy it as a fan.
I agree.
On like when we used to go with Leeds 20 years ago, you couldn't wait to get in that. It were electric, but that stadium still looks like it 20 years later.
Yeah, but Wakefield does to a degree. Castleford more than anyone.
Make Wakefield. Let me promise you this. Wakefield's all the new stuff. What Wakefield?
Yeah, I know. I said to a degree.
But
yes,
they put a lot of money into.
Yes, and I like Matt Ellis, and I applaud Matt Ellis. And if every rugby league club had a Matt Ellis, this sport would be.
Yes, and I'm going to vote Wakey as my team of the year.
Yeah, don't disagree.
Just on that.
Don't disagree.
My team of the year. Let me finish. My team of the year, my entertainment of the year on the pitch and off the pitch. The club I most like going to at the moment, if I'm being honest, we did it. It's just a brilliant night. But you get to see
that new main stand, like you say, is 20 years long overdue. And I'll always, when I see Matt, we speak.
Or even, you're riding your car. I love it. I'm buzzing.
You compare the car park now at Wakefield. Look, no disrespect to Michael Carter, but Michael Carter, it was almost like pothole city, but now it's nice and tarmacked and welcome. I get what you're saying about Hudsall. I get what you're saying about Hudsall, but there is plans. We're not talking 30,000 all-seater stadium, but there are plans to improve that experience.
Would you get the 3,000 fans needed, Mick, over the top of what you're getting now? Would they come back?
Yes.
The Bradfordians, if you're in Super League, come back.
Yes, we've had this debate privately. Bradford are the best supported club in the Championship, then followed by Toulouse. Then I think it was Widnes, then Featherstone, and then you go down and down. Look, I'm under no illusions, Craig, that Bradford being in the Super League next year, the fans would return. They would not return to anywhere near the Bullmania days. Yes, Bradford v Wigan, Bradford v Leeds, there'd be over 10,000 there, guaranteed. That adds value to the Super League competition.
I like it.
And I think when people go on about a 14-team Super League, and I heard Jamie Peacock's views, I think it's very, very backward, because in the Championship, and I'll challenge anybody here, I don't know when this show's going to go out, but this weekend it is York against Bradford. For anybody who says York don't offer any value to Super League, or the Bradford Bulls don't offer any value, get yourself to the NER Stadium in North Yorkshire at Monk's Cross on Sunday and be treated to an absolutely, which, a lot of people are saying York are favourites, York will win easy because they've won the previous two. I don't see that. I think it's pretty much another 50-50 game. That could go either way, and it'll come down to who wants it more. But please, go there. Bradford are going to be taking 1,500 to 2,000 fans like they always do. York will have a couple of, 1,500 there. There'll be 3,000-4,000 there. And people, I'll challenge anybody in this sport. That will be 10 times better than the sorry spectacle I watched last Thursday, where I think I switched off after, Craig, seriously, I said this to Jimmy. I switched off after 20 minutes. I said, Castleford v Huddersfield, the worst game, the worst product, the worst spectacle I've ever seen. And to be fair to Jimmy, I know he's not here to validate this, but, Jimmy did say, he said, that for mine is the worst game I've seen all year. So, it's like, trust you to switch on and watch a game.
Danny, with his brutal honesty, said, didn't he? He said, that wasn't a good watch.
No, it wasn't a good watch. But I'm just challenging anybody.
The interesting one on this debate in this championship.
Get to York versus Bradford on Sunday. It will be an absolute ripper of a game. You look at the matchups, you look at the halves, you look at the fullbacks.
You're not Mike here to try and promote that game, right? This is the question I want off the great Michael Gledel.
Cheers, Clint. I've just got that £100.
Yeah.
He watches shows, he'll be like, you tell that, Clint.
Are you ready? I've got one question and one question. We're going to debate who'll go up in the next couple of months for your shows, but here's one for you.
Yeah.
The great Gary Etherington goes to London. Right?
I know where you're going. Let
me finish. I know the investment's going in off a lot of investors. Yes. I can't tell you how I know, but I mean a lot of serious 100 investments are going in.
Correct.
To get to this total.
Yes.
They're going to go full-time next year, correct, no matter what.
Yeah, Mike Eccles has already confirmed that. Yeah.
So they're going to go full-time no matter what, whether they get the promised land or whether they don't.
Yeah.
Right? That's what they've been told. It might be that they've said to him what Rugby League are quite clever at is not this year, next. So it could be that, right? So get me this. The biggest debate over the last 20 years is to London, because of everything that happens. Are they the area in this world, in this country, we need to promote better? We think so, yeah.
Yes.
I think, do we need, Mick, would you put Bradford, York, Toulouse, before London?
I'm a firm believer, and look, I'm like you, Craig. I get chairmen, CEOs, people inside the RFL phoning me up for my thoughts, my views, and we all, I have said this for a number of weeks now. We've started the season knowing we're under the IMG table. So whether or not next week on Tuesday at Wakefield they vote to go to 14, which then means it gets merged underneath. What I have been told, and this is from right at the top at the RFL, because the season has started, the start has gone. The 14 clubs that are on that IMG table will be in. And that, potentially, even after everything we thought might happen with Salford, that, I was told, still might give Salford a reprieve. Because...
What's this got to do with London?
I'm getting onto it, Craig. So what I'm saying is, your top 14... Producer Sam's having a jig. But your top 14, London will not be in there.
Got you.
So London, for mine, won't be in there. But when I spoke to Mike Eccles a couple of weeks ago, he did confirm what you've said. They're going to go full time. There's going to be some big name signings coming from Australia. He thinks it'll be 27.
Yeah.
Mike Eccles is working on the proviso.
What do you think?
London will be in 27.
What do you think?
I don't think London are in next year because they won't be in the top 14.
With your opinion, would you have London in before York, Toulouse and Bradford?
I don't think you can.
Right.
No. I understand the arguments for Sky, DAZN, all the broadcasters, because one thing that Nigel Wood and the implementation committee have done, they've created competitive interest in the market. So get ready, that TV deal should be going up. A 14-team Super League cements and sells that, because for the first time in a number of years, you're getting rid of those loop fixtures.
Somebody would get me the figures for this week of some of the games. And I'm sure somebody said that one of the Wakey games has broke a record in
I'm not sure.
views for mid-season. It's like craziest figures you've seen. So I hope it's true.
I hope it's true.
It might have been Wakey. I think Wakey later. There's a game, and somebody rang me and said, "Look, have you seen this? It's one of the biggest views game. It might be in the 400,000."
I don't know. I can check for the next show, Craig. But London for mine, I understand the arguments. Pick them up, dump them in. That can't happen because that just undermines the integrity of it all. It'll be the top 14 clubs in that IMG table. And if you want me to make a prediction right here, right now, I think Castleford, Huddersfield will be below a current championship club, which puts pressure, immense pressure, on Castleford and Huddersfield. I'm not so sure if Salford... I can't see Salford hanging in. I know people are telling me there might be this reprieve and they might be able to get points, but for mine, the way Salford have, gone around the business and undermined the integrity of the competition, there has to be punishments. And I know the RFL...
And evidence of that, the players, they've
got to come out. And there's no shame in Salford dropping down into a merged competition. And if it's true, they are going to go bust, but it's almost like a pre-pack administration where there is money men waiting in the sideline. An insolvency event rules them getting back into Super League for 3 years, I was told. So they're going to have 3 or 4, maybe 5 years in the Championship, potentially longer. Look at Bradford and London, they've pretty much were out in 2014. London have been back twice, but then straight back down. It's not a bad competition, the Championship, and it's certainly, it'd be a good incubator for Salford to rebuild. But I personally think, Craig, you will see in the 14-team Super League next year, you will see Bradford, Toulouse and York. So this fixture on
that's the
Sunday
biggest goal he's
at the
made.
LNER Stadium will see. You will see York versus Bradford in the Super League next year, and it'll be a great game. It'll be a great occasion, and when it's broadcast, whether it's Sky or DAZN, you know, you look at the drama that
Sam, I want
fixtures.
this clipped up. I want this clipped up in like a 2-week segment when he's just looked and said that. I think that's one of the biggest calls the full 80's ever had. You will see York v Bradford and Toulouse next year in Super.
Correct.
That's one of the greatest.
Yes.
If you pull this off, I promise you now, I'll give you my word, you will be on the table at Leeds for Great Britain.
I thought I'm already there.
No, you're not. You've no chance. You will be on the table, 5-course meal, £4,000 table. You will be sat there.
What do you mean if I pull it off? It's like I'm deciding which clubs are going in.
If you get that call right, it's on. It's the biggest call in the history of the club.
Bradford, Toulouse, York, nailed in, locked in, final answer. Salford out, Super League to 14, bring it on. The revival and growth of rugby league.
We'll leave it at that. Don't say another word, Sam. I don't want to say another word. That's the greatest call of the show, so I hope you get that one right. Well, I don't, not for Salford. See you then.